TIFU by accidentally teaching my boyfriend's cat that love means shoving her foot in your mouth, by user GhostGirl984. My boyfriend has this little chaos goblin of a cat named Mago. She's a lovable menace with strong I do what I want energy. Earlier today, she stretched her paw out toward me in that casual I own you way cats do. And in a moment of pure intrusive thought energy, I jokingly put her paw in my mouth. Not in a gross way, no biting, no licking, just a harmless non-intrusive thoughts one, as usual. Yes, I know it's gross. I fully recognize this cat walks in a litter box. But this was not a logical decision, it was a dumb, impulsive moment. No thoughts. Anyway, she immediately pulled her paw back like, ew WTF, human. Fair. I assumed that was the end of our weird little exchange. Nope. Not even 5 seconds later, she reaches out her other paw, but this time, she looks weirdly intentional about it. I laugh, open my mouth again because clearly I've learned nothing, and she straight up willingly shoves her whole foot down my throat like she's trying to check my tonsils. I gag. She looks smug. I realize I've made a huge mistake. Here's the thing, I don't think she understands why I put her foot in my mouth in the first place. I think she just decided, oh, this is how we show affection now. This is our thing. Like some kind of ceremonial bonding ritual. And now she keeps trying to do it again. Every time I lie down, or yawn, or open my mouth too wide, she's there. Ready. Watching. Toe beans at full extension. This cat thinks she unlocked the secret to bonding with humans, and unfortunately that secret is gagging us with her foot. The truly cursed part? I'm kind of mildly excited to see her try it on my boyfriend. He has no idea. I can already picture it. He yawns innocently, and suddenly he's choking on a fuzzy toe bean surprise. I've seen the look in her eye. She's just waiting for the right moment. I jokingly put my boyfriend's cat's paw in my mouth. She misunderstood and now believes sticking her foot in our mouths is a bonding ritual. I know it's gross, I didn't think it through, it was just an impulsive intrusive thought moment. Boyfriend is next. I am both ashamed and excited. TIFU by forgetting my webcam was on during a work call, by user no invite 9383. So I work from home and my team does these weekly check-ins. I usually just keep the camera off and stay quiet unless someone asks me something. Well, today I guess Zoom defaulted to camera on because of the update and I had no idea. I was chilling in my hoodie, eating cold pizza straight from the box like some cave troll, half listening, half scrolling Reddit. At one point I leaned back, put the slice on my chest like a plate, and started picking at the cheese while lying almost flat in my chair. Apparently everyone saw the whole thing. My boss goes, are you comfortable there? And I just froze. Looked at my screen and sure enough my face, my greasy slice, my whole shameful posture was front and center. I panicked and instead of turning off the camera like a normal human, I closed my laptop. Which disconnected me completely. Had to awkwardly rejoin 5 minutes later and pretend my Wi-Fi crashed. They all know it didn't. TLDR, left webcam on, ate pizza like a swamp monster during work call, became office meme. TIFU by letting my mom smoke with me, by user specialist _back 7222. So this happened last weekend and I'm still catching flack for it. My mom is 68, uses a walker, and generally has the vibe of a retired librarian who used to be wild in the 70s but now just collects tea and watches British crime shows. She's always been curious about weed since it's legal now where we live, and I've joked about smoking with her before, but it was never serious. Well, she was in a good mood, my dad was out running errands, and I had just rolled a joint. She looked at me, grinned, and said, maybe I'll try a puff. My dumb ass, thinking what's the worst that could happen, says hell yeah, mom. Let's go. Big mistake. 10 minutes in, she's giggling at absolutely nothing and says she feels like her walker is too loud. I don't even know what that means. I check it's not making any noise. She tells me it's probably echoing through the cosmos. I laugh. She laughs. We're vibing. 20 minutes in, it's time to go back inside. This is where it starts to unravel. We live in a one-story house, but there's a small step up to the door or a ramp a few feet away. I remind her, use the ramp, don't try the step. She nods like she totally gets it, then turns directly toward the step and just stands there for a full 90 seconds like she's trying to solve a physics problem. Eventually she turns around and goes, where the hell is the ramp? Did someone move it? No, Mom. It's literally right there. I guide her to it like a baked shepherd and get her safely inside. 30 minutes in, she's now experiencing the full-on munchies. I leave her alone in the kitchen for 5 minutes to grab her a blanket. When I come back, the crime scene unfolds. She's got 3 empty ice cream containers in front of her, 2 generic ones and the nice one my dad buys for himself, and hides behind the frozen peas. That man rations his ice cream like it's gold. She demolished it. All of it. She looks at me with innocent, wide eyes and says, "I only meant to take a bite to see if I liked it." I ask if she even realized it was Dad's special stash. She goes, "Oh. That explains the peas." 1 hour later, Dad comes home. I try to casually redirect him from the freezer. He, of course, goes straight to it and lets out this soul deep "what the F," and my mom immediately starts fake snoring on the couch like she's been asleep for hours. Now I'm the villain for corrupting my own mother and letting her get stoned and steal a man's joy. TLDR, got my elderly mom high, she got lost trying to find a ramp, annihilated my dad's secret ice cream stash, and now I'm banned from smoking with her ever again. TIFU by telling my sister her kid isn't special, by user Helioliolis. My sister's has a 5-year-old, lovely enough kid, but she goes on like he's the next Einstein. Every time we see her it's he can already count to 100 or he figured out how the scoring in tennis works. I don't believe the latter bit. I was catching up with her over the phone and she's banging on again about how he's gifted and the school won't know what to do with him. She stops and goes, "Don't you think he's special?" And I don't know why, but my mouth just went before my brain and I said, "He's just a normal kid. He's fine." My sister went totally silent for around 30 seconds. I tried to say something and she went ballistic. Now apparently I've crushed her spirit and insulted my nephew. I didn't mean it nasty, I love the little guy, I just couldn't sit through another half hour of her going on about how he opened his own yogurt pot all by himself. Anyway, I'm now the arsehole uncle and no doubt this'll be dragged up every Christmas till I die. TLDR, told my sister her kid's not special, now my sister is majorly pissed. TIFU by accidentally playing D&D ambience while someone identified their dead friend, by user __iridocyclitis __. I work in a morgue where we do official IDs with police and next of kin. Kind of like in the movies. I gently explained the process and gave them some time to compose themselves, then ushered the deceased's friends into the room. And as I raised the curtain I must have accidentally pressed play on my phone. The last thing that was playing? Dungeons & Dragons Medieval City Street ambience very loudly because I played D&D last night. The tiny room was suddenly filled with 1 deceased person, 2 officers, 2 grieving friends, myself, 20 medieval civilians and merchants selling their wares, horses and chickens. I'm so mortified and I hope I haven't scarred them for life. TLDR phone started playing D&D ambience during a formal identification of a deceased and I'm mortified.